welcome to my channel. My name is Carter. I love talking about movies, horror movies, comic books, and superheroes, and it's been so long that I almost forgot my intro. The last movie I reviewed was Smile 2, which was over a month ago, actually. Also, as far as school goes, I'm in a lot of filmmaking projects, including writing and directing my own film, my own short film that we wrapped a couple weeks ago. Anyways, if you've clicked on this video, you're here for thoughts on Gladiator II. My local theater chain, Megaplex, does a secret screening now at least once a month, and this month was Gladiator II, and I could not be more excited. I really like the first Gladiator, like most people. It's one of Ridley Scott's better films, and he has a ton of movies under his belt. Some great, some not so great, but I've always really respected him as a filmmaker and as a director as a whole. He's just someone who has never stopped working, at least to my knowledge, since before Alien. And so it's really impressive to have someone who's well into their 80s churning out films like Gladiator II. Have you seen Gladiator II? Before I get started, what did you think about it? Do you love the first one more? Do you love the second? And enjoy the rest of the video. So when the lights dimmed, the screen for Ridley Scott's production company, Scott Free, came on, I was super excited. And honestly, so was everyone else in the theater. You could really feel that everyone in this theater was hoping and praying for Gladiator II. And that is exactly what we got. Gladiator II, directed by Ridley Scott, is written by David Scarpa, stars Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, Joseph Quinn, Connie Nielsen, and it has honestly a fantastic cast. Getting right into the positives, I mean, the performances and cast were really well done here, and I thought that everyone involved did a great job of just bringing this mythos to life again. Obviously, it's been 24 years since the last Gladiator film. There's been rumors and scripts written for a potential Gladiator 2 for, well over almost 24 years again since that first film came out. And I will say that having looked at and listened to videos and read a ton of articles and different things about past Gladiator 2 pitches, scripts, treatments, this is easily the best version we could have got. I think that this film is really just phenomenal through and through. Does it have positives, negatives, mixed? Of course it does, but I think overall, the film as a whole is just such a well-oiled machine. I mean, going back to the cast, Paul Mescal, I haven't seen him in a ton, but he is a powerhouse here, just someone who plays quiet yet very strong, extremely well. Denzel Washington, who just is an absolute steal as a supporting actor here. He is so good. He ends up being like such a major player. It really shocked me. In every scene he's in, you can tell he's just having the time of his life. Joseph Quinn, and then the grandson from Thelma. I'm totally spacing on his name right now. I don't have my laptop in front of me, unfortunately. Both did a great job playing the twin emperors here. They just play crazy really well. Like, they just are really leaning into it, and it plays very funny on screen. There's a lot of their lines that are just comedically over the top and just really in your face that work extremely well. Connie Nielsen is a great performance here, really coming into the last half with a lot of strength and resilience that I just think radiated on the screen. And Pedro Pascal, of course, is great as always. I was really surprised with how they took his character. And honestly, I think this worked really well in the film. I almost would say it worked better than the original Gladiator. It has been a couple months since I've seen it, and I'm not like a huge mega fan of that film. I think it's a great film. I don't think it's Ridley Scott's best. I really enjoy it, so it might be like slander to not love and worship it, but I think it's a great film. I honestly might prefer Gladiator 2 just a little bit more. I really liked that the story kind of starts out as a almost not a rehash or retread, but very similar to the first Gladiator, and then quickly becomes a different beast entirely. Has a lot of the same themes, a lot of the same maybe motifs as the first Gladiator does, but I think it does a lot of really interesting things with audience expectations and where you might think things will go. It plays into the fact that there's more fights this time around, more war, more gladiatorial battles that I think are just beautiful to watch. Extremely well acted, very well choreographed, and just a great time all around. Paul Mescal is huge in this film, and he goes against some crazy dudes. There's a ton of blood in the film as well, and it's very violent, which was awesome to see. I mean, I'm someone where violence doesn't make or break a film, but it definitely makes a film so much better if it's done right. Like, it could be the most like boring film ever, or just very lame, and it can just have a lot of bloody kills over the top. I mean, like, a lot of the slasher films that I love by no means are fantastic or great, but really fun to watch, and that might be the first time cheesy 80s slashers are brought up in conversation with Gladiator II, so you're welcome for that. I just think that Gladiator II really appeases both sides of people. The people that go in wanting gladiatorial fights, and also the people that go in wanting to see something about people getting power in Rome, the story of just Rome and the Republic and the Senate, the political intrigue there. I also think that the film handles themes of legacy, family, and just how someone's choices affect people throughout generations. I mean, the way it handles Maximus from the first film, and even Marcus Aurelius, the characters from the first film, it just handles them with such care and love and respect, and theme of legacy here just coming through the film was just phenomenal. I thought it was honestly fantastic and very, very well done. If I had to get into some mixed, I'd say maybe a little bit of the pacing when they get to Rome can be a little slow, because then it very much takes a detour from Paul Mescal's character and shows you more of Pedro Pascal's character, it shows you more of Connie Nielsen's character, it shows you a lot of Denzel. And I honestly wasn't sure where it was going, but by the time the film wrapped up, I was fully on board. So where it may seem like it's taking a bit of a detour for Denzel to just interact with so many political people in Rome, it's really just serving the overall narrative, which might sound silly to say in a review, but we're in that time and place where sometimes you gotta say it. And I think that maybe a little bit of fat could have been trimmed, but overall, I had such a fantastic time with this movie. If I had like any more mixed or negatives to throw in, I'd say that there are some plot points that can be a little predictable, that may be treated as reveals or surprises or other stuff, but I think the way they handled it and the way they store it and the way the story unfolds worked really, really well for myself personally. And honestly, I don't really have much else to say apart from Gladiator II is a really fantastic film, an excellent companion piece to the first. Most people will probably prefer the first. I might be one of the few that prefers the second. I really enjoyed everything the second did. I think it did a lot of great stuff with political intrigue. I thought it did a ton of fun stuff with the emperors here. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is fantastic in the first one, don't get me wrong, but I love how they just made a lot of the emperors just sniveling, and they just kind of played up Denzel here. He was fantastic in the role, amazing in this film, and honestly, again, that theme of legacy and just the story of Rome here is so well done to where I really, really walked out of that theater just jazzed, really excited. That sounds so corny, but I'm just very happy to say that Gladiator II is a fantastic film. Overall, I give it like a 9 out of 10. One of my favorites of the year, easily. The performances, the action, the directing, the script, all very, very, very stellar here, and I cannot wait to rewatch this, hopefully in IMAX coming next week. Now, more videos coming soon, but as always, guys, thank you so much for the support, and have a great rest of your day.